"Sir, I don't want toys. I want a dad," said the little girl to the Millionaire CEO. The December wind howled through the glass towers of New York City as Raymond Cole, a millionaire CEO of Coltech Industries, sat alone in the back seat of his chauffeured black sedan. The tinted windows shielded him from the noise of the city, but not from the silence inside his own heart. Christmas was just a few days away, and while the world around him sparkled with joy, Raymond felt nothing. No warmth. No connection. Just deals, deadlines, and an empty penthouse waiting for him every night. His phone buzzed with yet another email, but his eyes wandered instead to the window, where he noticed a crowd gathered near a street corner. Curious, he asked the driver to pull over. A few volunteers were setting up a holiday toy giveaway in front of a small community shelter. Dozens of children, bundled in mismatched jackets and scarves, stood in line with eyes wide with excitement. For a reason he couldn't explain, Raymond stepped out of the car. He was the kind of man who made headlines, ruthless in the boardroom, untouchable in his empire, but here, on this cold sidewalk, he felt strangely out of place. Yet something pulled him closer. As he wandered near the line, a small voice caught his attention. "Sir, excuse me." Raymond turned. A little girl, no more than 6, stood in front of him. Her coat was 2 sizes too big, sleeves dragging over her hands. Her shoes were worn, the toes patched with duct tape. But her eyes, a haunting mix of innocence and sorrow, stopped him cold. "Yes?" he asked, kneeling instinctively to meet her eye level. The girl glanced toward the volunteers handing out dolls and toy trucks, then looked back at Raymond. "They said I could ask for anything I want, but I don't want toys." Raymond raised an eyebrow. "No. What do you want then?" She hesitated for a moment, then whispered, "I want a dad." The world froze. Raymond stared at her, unsure of how to respond. "A dad? I'm sorry," he said softly. "I just want someone to come home to," the girl said. "Someone who doesn't leave. Someone who cares when I get scared at night." He blinked, trying to swallow the lump rising in his throat. "My name's Lily," she continued, "and my mom says I'm brave. But sometimes, I don't want to be brave anymore." Raymond opened his mouth, but nothing came out. A woman nearby called out, "Lily. There you are." She hurried over, a tired-looking woman in her early 30s, probably Lily's mother. "I'm so sorry, sir. She wanders off sometimes." "She's fine," Raymond replied, still dazed. The woman smiled apologetically. "I'm Emily. We've been staying at the shelter for a few weeks now. Times are hard, but we're making it work. Lily's got a big heart." "She does," Raymond whispered. Back in his penthouse that night, Raymond couldn't shake the encounter. He thought about the millions he had, the empire he'd built. And how meaningless it all felt in the echo of one child's wish. "I want a dad." The words echoed in his head like a song he couldn't stop hearing. Raymond had never married. He was once engaged, years ago, but broke it off, too committed to his work. He told himself he didn't need a family, success was enough. But Lily's words had cracked something open inside him, something buried deep. The next day, he returned to the shelter. Emily greeted him with surprise. "Mr. Cole." "Call me Raymond," he said. "I wanted to help." At first, he offered money, a large donation, a renovation for the shelter. But what kept bringing him back was Lily. She would run up to him every time he visited, chattering about her day, showing him pictures she'd drawn. Slowly, gently, something began to shift. One day, as they sat on a park bench with hot chocolate in hand, Lily leaned against his arm. "Raymond, do you think people can choose their family?" He looked down at her, startled by the depth of the question. "Yes. I think sometimes, the best families are the ones we choose." "Then, could I choose you?" she asked quietly. His throat tightened. Tears stung his eyes. Lily's mother, Emily, had been watching from a distance. She approached with hesitation. "Raymond, she talks about you constantly. You've made her believe in kindness again. I know this is all sudden, and I would never." "Emily," Raymond interrupted, "I don't know what this is yet. I've never done anything like this before. But I do know. I want to be in Lily's life. However I can." That winter, something beautiful bloomed. Raymond didn't adopt Lily right away. It was a slow journey. He helped Emily find a stable job at his company, gave them a place to live, and spent as much time as he could with them. From a distant visitor, he became a daily presence. He learned to braid Lily's hair. He read her bedtime stories. He showed up at school plays with flowers in hand. For the first time in years, he laughed. He felt alive. One snowy evening, as they decorated a Christmas tree together, their second one as a family, Lily looked up at him with shining eyes. "I don't want toys this year either," she said. "No?" Raymond asked, smiling. "What do you want?" "I already have it," she said, wrapping her arms around him. "I have you." And in that moment, Raymond knew the truth: the richest man isn't the one with the tallest building or the biggest bank account. He's the one who's loved. The one who gives love. That Christmas, the press picked up the story: Millionaire CEO changes life after one child's wish. But for Raymond, none of the headlines mattered. What mattered was the little stocking that read "Lily" hanging beside his own. What mattered were the quiet mornings filled with laughter and pancakes. What mattered was the feeling he never thought he'd have: home. In the years that followed, Raymond officially adopted Lily with Emily's blessing, becoming not just her guardian, but her father in every way that counts. The journey wasn't perfect. There were bumps, learning curves, moments of fear, but there was also love, unshakable and fierce. And it all began with a little girl who asked for a dad instead of toys. Because sometimes, the greatest gifts aren't wrapped in paper or placed under a tree. Sometimes, they are people, unexpected, life-changing, and exactly what we didn't know we needed. And sometimes, one child's simple wish has the power to change a heart forever.